Hello and welcome class 10 students. So we are learning about sexual reproduction in animals. In previous classes we have learned about the process how sexual reproduction is completed in case of animals. Now in today's class we'll talk about some different aspects of sexual reproduction. So sexual reproduction is of basically two types: internal and external fertilization. Fertilization, which is the mating of sperm and egg. So we all know about fertilization. When sperms come in contact with an ovum or egg, one of the sperms fuse with the egg. Such a fusion of sperm with the egg is called fertilization. So during fertilization, nucleus of the sperm and nucleus of the egg fuse to form a new nucleus, a single nucleus. This fertilized egg is called zygote. Here in this picture we can see the process of fertilization in animals. So this process of fertilization is of two types: internal and external. The fertilization which occurs inside the female body of the organism is called internal fertilization, like in case of human. Human undergo internal fertilization. Not only human, there are many other animals which undergo internal fertilization. So human, dog, tiger and many other mammals undergo internal fertilization. So internal fertilization takes place inside the body of mammals, birds and reptiles. Now we'll talk about external fertilization. The fertilization which occurs outside the female body is called external fertilization. In this process, the female animal lays egg outside the body. It is seen in case of amphibians and fishes. The fertilization process takes place outside the female animal's body. Therefore, in amphibians, fishes, external fertilization takes place. Here in this following figure we can see, as the female frog lays eggs in water, the male frog releases its sperms. Collisions between sperm and egg leads to fertilization. So this is an example of fertilization which occurs outside the body of the female. This is known as external fertilization. In the previous class, we have learned about fertilization human to form the zygote. So students, please draw this diagram and practice, and please mark the way through which sperms reaches the ovum or egg and fertilization takes place. These following figures are showing the different steps of fertilization. Figure A, it shows zygote formation and development of an embryo from zygote. The zygote divides and redivides by the mitotic process or the process of mitosis cell division and forms a ball of cells, which is called gastrula. This ball of cells finally embed on the uterine wall, embedding of the embryo in the uterus. The developing structure from zygote is termed as embryo. Embryo then gets embedded in the wall of uterus, and the embryo continues to develop the different parts, different body parts like hands, legs, head, eyes, ears, etc. So this stage of embryo, when all the body parts can be identified, is called a fetus. Gradually, when the fetus gets fully developed, the mother gives birth to the baby. So in this picture we can see the various stages of development in human being. Now we'll discuss about the sexual cycle in females, that is menstruation. So when a girl reaches the age of puberty, then one follicle develops at a time to form a mature ovum or egg. On maturing, the follicle bursts and the egg shoots out. Thus, the release of an ovum or egg from an ovary is called ovulation. In human female, ovaries start releasing ovum or egg once every 28 days from the age of puberty. So before every ovulation, the inner lining of the uterus becomes thick and soft. As you can see, the inner lining of the uterus becomes thick and soft with a lot of blood capillaries or blood vessels in it. These changes in the uterus are necessary because in case the ovum or egg released by the ovary gets fertilized by the sperm present inside, then the uterus has to keep this fertilized ovum in it. So in this figure you can see the thick lining grows in the uterus to receive the fertilized egg, if any. In case the egg cell is not fertilized, then the thick uterine lining breaks, leading to bleeding. This is known as menstruation or periods. So this vaginal bleeding is called menstrual flow or menstruation. The next two important terms are menarche and menopause. Menarche refers to the first occurrence of menstruation or periods at puberty, whereas around 45 to 50 years of the female body, the permanent stoppage of menstruation or period is called menopause. Therefore, the reproductive life of a girl or woman lasts till this age. So these two terms are very important. So students, please go through these parts, read thoroughly. Now the question is, why the amount of DNA inside nucleus does not get doubled during sexual reproduction? We know that the nucleus of sperm fuses with the nucleus of egg. The zygote is formed as a result. Still, the DNA does not get doubled. This can be explained as the gametes are the reproductive cells which contain only half the amount of DNA. In case of human being, as compared to the normal body cells which have 26 chromosomes, in gametes they contain half the number of chromosomes, that is 23 chromosomes. In body cells, it is known as 2n number of chromosomes, that is diploid, which is halved in the gametes, that is n number of chromosomes, which is haploid number. So very clearly, when the sperm and egg fuse together during fertilization, the zygote formed will have 23 plus 23 is equal to 46 chromosomes again, which is the normal number of chromosomes in a body cell. So now it is very much clear that why the DNA does not get doubled, because during gamete formation already the number of chromosome is halved to 23 number. These clearly explain that why DNA is not doubled during sexual reproduction. So students, at the end of this lesson, please learn the differences between zygote, embryo and fetus. So your today's homework is, please write down these points and learn the differences between these three. Thank you very much.